Hello, Stage 3. Welcome to THRASS Lesson 7. We're going to get started right away with our 6 words for this week that relate to our science investigation about adaptations of living things. Let's take a look at our 6 words. This week we have polar, camouflage, introduced, native, amphibians, prevalent. There's some very interesting words in there. There might be one or two you haven't heard before or you're not entirely sure of the meaning of. But looking at the words, do they share anything in common in terms of their graphemes or phonemes? Well, this week I've actually been a little bit random and I have put together 6 words that have interesting use of vowel sounds, interesting vowel phonemes. Let me show you what I mean. You can see in each of our words here, I've highlighted at least one of the vowels, and we're going to look at why they are interesting. So let's start with our first word, polar. Let's think about this phoneme sound here being made by the grapheme of the O. O. Let's take a look at the THRASS chart. We can see O in the O box here with all of our other options. O as in polar. Here in the word camouflage, I've actually identified 2 particular vowel sounds. Camouflage. Let's take a look at the THRASS chart. Now this seems to be a Schwarz sound, doesn't it? Camouflage. Have a look. It's not listed. O-U as a Schwarz sound. So guess what? We've found a GCA. If you've got a THRASS chart in your book, you might want to add O-U to the schwa box. It also makes an sound. Camouflage. Let's have a look at the box. Aha! Yes, a single grapheme of an A can also make an sound. Normally we see AR and we think that is how to spell it, but we most certainly do not put AR in the word camouflage. It is a single grapheme, a single A. Camouflage. That's a really interesting word, camouflage. Got a few things going on there, and also I like this soft G sound that we hear as well. Zh. Okay? It's not a hard G sound, and because it's a soft sound, it's not a J. Some students sometimes get confused and put a J there because it does sound quite like that, but it's actually a G. Here in the word introduced, U. Here it is down here, introduced. Native, native. Let's have a look. There it is, the single grapheme of A in the A sounding box in the word native. Amphibians, such a great word. Amphibians. There it is in the schwa box. Amphibians. And prevalent. Another prevalent. Some really interesting words with some very interesting vowel phoneme sounds. We're going to focus in on just one for our mid-lesson challenge. We're going to look at this word camouflage, and I'm going to set you the challenge of thinking of words where a single grapheme A says like in the word camouflage. Pause the video, see how many examples you can come up with, and then come back and see how you went. All right, hopefully you've come up with at least a couple of examples where a single grapheme A says R. Let's have a look at what I've got. I've got words like gasp, bath, blast, grass, and basket. Can you see that often there is an S that comes after, but not just an S, not an S and that's all, an S and then another consonant. S and another consonant, double S, S with another consonant. That would be as well, if we took the B and the ET off, we would have the word ask as well. That would be A with a S and a consonant. You can also have it with a TH, bath. Okay, you can see that it's usually the second or third sound in the word, and it's usually followed by an S or a TH, a softer consonant sound, you might say. Hope you did well with your mid-lesson challenge. We are, of course, moving on. We're going to rule up our page, 5 columns. You're going to write your word, thrash it out, show how it's broken into syllables and count them. Define your word in a way that makes sense for you, whether that means you need to do a bit of extra research to find out more. And some synonyms. More than one would be great if you can. And as always, your extension task is to write your list words in IPA. So pause the video, get started with your columns, and we'll be back to mark in a minute. All right, let's see how you went. Hopefully you've got a marking pencil with you and you're ready to mark your work. How did you go? Use the THRASS column, use the syllables column in particular. The definition and synonyms columns should help you, but you may need to do a little bit of cross-checking with a thesaurus or a dictionary as well. I hope you did well. Pause the video and mark, and I'll see you for our final lesson soon.